Hi, welcome to today's videocast. So, the topic for today's videocast is using rewards specifically for child who has concerns of ADHD, that is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So, why we should encourage the use of reward charts, which can also be behavior charts, and why is it a necessity to use reward charts or giving rewards to a child who has concerns of ADHD. So we always have a misconception that if we are making a child do a certain task or achieve a certain performance on the basis of rewards, it is going to not be so fruitful or beneficial. But rewards can also help in building up the intrinsic drive or intrinsic motivation of your child. So when a child has ADHD, what happens is the child has a lot of lack of attention even for the basic academic skills. So the child would be forgetful, clumsy. So you are aware about the clinical picture of a child who has ADHD, even if you're a parent listening to it or a professional listening to it. So I'm not going into the depth of the clinical scenario of an ADHD child, but it's I always call them as an explosive child or indigo child. So do read about what is an indigo child. So in ADHD, because of this typical concern of hyperactivity, lack of attention or inattention, the child is always pointed out. So the child develops a sense of demotivation. So if the child is not even able to copy two lines, which the person who is the instructor thinks is quite easy for that child, but is not able to copy those two lines, the child is always pointed out. Or maybe the child has been said some things which should have not been told to the child in a way that they have been put. So that is basically affecting the self-esteem as well as the motivation level. And when we talk about the motivation level, here we are talking about the intrinsic drive. So the child is now intrinsically not motivated to perform in the classroom or even for any basic things at home. So now comes the rewards into action and why we are promoting the use of reward charts when it comes for a indigo child or a ADHD child. So first of all, the reward is not given for a child to immediately perform a task. You always, being a parent, being a therapist for the child, you must have a predetermined list of tasks assigned. Mind me that the child is not going to automatically listen to you for performing a task. That is not going to happen. You need to have a predetermined list that this is the classroom, these are the daily chores or these are the daily tasks you're going to work on. So one task, one reward, that strategy is a failure. That is not going to work. Predetermined list of tasks which the child is starting to do or you're making the child do is going to work well. So you prepare a reward chart and you have very determined task for a day or for a week, and then you use it, and when the child has achieved tokens on those daily tasks or daily chores, then you go to the next reward. That is the reward which you're giving to the child. That can be anything which can is based on the liking of the child or would make the child feel happy about himself, happy about his performance, that he has earned it. So the things that we get by our own hard-earned money are valued to us more. So that's what an impression you're giving on the child's brain who has ADHD. So if the child has filled in all the tokens for doing a predetermined list of chores or tasks in the classroom or at home, then you can reward them with a short trip. And that reward has to happen. It should not be just said that it's going to happen, it has to be implemented. So you can't be lying to the child. So that is the token thing that you do, and then you give the bigger reward, which is actually the main reward. Then in the classroom, you can prepare like marble jars and whatever the task, again you have prepared a predetermined list, like 5 tasks are there in the class which the child has to do almost daily or related to the academic things. So in that marble chart the child is again putting that I have done, and when the marble chart it has to fill up to a level, you put the marker on it, and then when the child has achieved that level, you take the child to the next reward. That is also going to help the child to perform the expected behavior or the appropriate behavior or the desirable behavior, be it at home or be it in the classroom. So this is going to be like a reward you can give is, now you can pick your favorite game, or you pick your favorite book, or you can pick your favorite toy. So that's the thing. Next is, this is going to be useful for children who are just going into the teenage or who are adolescent, and you have been giving them small amount of money. Okay, and so this can be done. So again they have to, now here you can be doing it at a higher level since we are talking about a child of teenage group. So there could be like a magnetic chart you have prepared for the daily things, or whatever you are expecting the child to do during the week, and the child, him or herself, is going to mark from do to done. So from do, he's going to cut do, and then he's going to write done if he has accomplished that task in the predetermined list. And if the child is not doing it, if the child has not done it, then the child can see the cause and effect, that whatever money, small amount of money that you're giving him, this is not a bribe, okay? Small amount of money that is being deducted. So he understands the value. Okay, so again I'll repeat, what you earn is valued more. So the same thing you are being applying here. Next is, there could be a reward again which could be done with a teenage child. Again they have done their task and then they have the access to the Wi-Fi password. So that's a privilege that they can earn. That is a reward thing. Next is screen time. We are always making screen time like a privilege, but I don't encourage. But if your child likes the screen time, we all do. So again, that screen time can be given only when the tokens are earned on your predetermined list of tasks. Next, we talk about the small rewards. Now, these are the small rewards which also play a big role and are of great value. Like again, it can help, it can be done in the room, in the house or in the home, or it can be done in the classroom or wherever. Like if a child has done 3-day predetermined tasks, if you're taking the child out and he's done 3 predetermined tasks on the list, then you can offer them a sweet drink or some sweet dish that they would like, or an ice cream. So again, this is also going to be giving good fuel to the brain also. They'll get charged up. That's the thing. Next is, you can always do this again in the classroom. Only 3 set of tasks are being done. We verbally do these things. So why not prepare a reward chart for it? Let the child put his token, put the sticker. Okay, now I have done. I would be getting the reward. So that reward could be a fun activity. Then is very important activity which will make the child feel more independent, will make the child feel more in control, will make the child feel that he is being valued. It might also raise her or his self-esteem. Is whatever the task had to be done, he has earned the token, she has earned the token. Now you choose what reward you want. So again, this is also going to help them to develop that decision making. Okay, and also some part it is also going to play on their impulse control, because if they have to choose between 3 things, they have 3 things in mind, but they have to do a good decision and have to control an impulse that they have to choose only one thing, whatever they are looking forward to. Next is another reward which can be used is time with friends, because certain children, they value their friends. So this could be done in the teenage age group again. Next is time with mom and dad. Now you would be thinking why time with mom and dad should be a reward. But this is not like, you can do some physical activity together, some playing and running or some cooking together, where there are more like valuable conversations rather than the conversation only surrounding about the personality of a child or what he has to, what doesn't have to do, or just showing your presence to your child. So I'm talking about that time. So time with mom or dad, that could be a bit. Then the most valuable, and I feel this is the one which is going to make your child very, very intrinsically motivated, because we are thinking that rewards are just an intrinsic motivation. No, we are working on the intrinsic motivation, and it's very much needed in an ADHD child. or an indigo child, as I call them, is a hug for 60 seconds. And when you develop that kind of a habit, when you develop this kind of an energy with your child, they would love to hug. We never really hug our children, so this is a reward. And don't take it in another sense that hug doesn't have to be a reward, but somewhere or the other this does lot of good things to your child. So it's not only working just as a like a reward, it's having lot of it releases happy hormones in the body of your child, of you, or the person who is giving the hug. So that's again a thing for the reward. So reward for ADHD child, why it is a must and why are we promoting it? So remember, rewards can also increase the intrinsic motivation. And just read about what's intrinsic motivation, what's extrinsic motivation, and you'll get more ideas how you can reward your child. So this was my bit for helping parents who have children who have concerns with ADHD, and if they think that rewarding is not a good idea. It is a good idea, but you have to give the right kind of reward at the right time. So right reward at right time. That's it. Thank you for listening to my video cast. All the best. Take care.